everybody, welcome to my sanctuary. I'm Raya. Today's live stream is on the topic of Nyle DiMarco. The information below came from the ASL Deafening website. In the article, Nyle DiMarco and the Nyle DiMarco Foundation. This PDF was created in 2019. Early life. Nyle was not only the only person in his family to be deaf, but instead it was a member of a multi-generational deaf family whose deafness can be traced back to his great-grandfathers. 25 members of his extended family are deaf, including his siblings, an older brother, and a twin brother. His parents, his grandparents, and Nyle's twin is deaf as well as he works as a DJ. Or is it Nyle? My bad. I might be saying it wrong. It might be Nyle. Yeah, no, it is Nyle because I'm thinking of Kyle. So yeah, it rhymes with Kyle. Sorry, guys. His name is Nyle DiMarco. Nyle was born, was taught both English and ASL from the start, and started his education at the Maryland School for the Deaf in High Mildred. He then went on to earn his degree in mathematics from Gallaudet University. I should say Gallaudet, that's how you say it. Early career. Even though he had a solid education, Nyle's physical attraction was what started his career. He started out as a freelance model. Nyle was discovered on Instagram when he was 25 years old by producers of the reality TV show America's Next Top Model. I saw part of his season. I didn't see the whole thing. Actually, a funny thing is I saw this show. He was like kind of a recurring character in. That's why I actually thought he had his start, but I guess I was wrong because I saw him on the show I used to watch. And I'm gonna rewatch, and I'm kind of in the process of rewatching. It's called Switch to Birth. He was one of like the I forgot what his character's name was, but he was one of the deaf characters in the show. Totally forgot what his name is. Sorry, guys. He was Nyle ended up being a fan favorite, and he was the first deaf winner on America's Next Top Model, which is really kind of awesome. Which tells me there's inclusivity in TV shows, well, in some TV shows. Let's be honest. Nyle wasn't only known as a model, but he was also on Dancing with the Stars. I did not know this. Although Marlene Matlin was the first deaf performer on the show, DiMarco was the first deaf winner in 2016. Nyle was also seen in the series Difficult People, these are different series, Switch That Birds, which one I was talking about, and then This Close. I've never seen Difficult People or This Close, so I don't know what those actually are, as well as some music videos. A new field. Nyle jumped from the screen to the stage when he decided to become a producer for the show Children of a Lesser God on Broadway in New York City. That was Nyle's first time as being a producer, but he feels that it is important for deaf artists to provide input for entertainment that focuses on the deaf community. Nyle believes that deaf actors should be used for deaf characters, which I completely agree. I feel like because they can relate to the culture and they know more about it than if you were hearing and were portraying someone that's deaf. I feel like that would be I just feel like if you use a deaf person for a deaf character, it's more authentic. That's just Mariah's premise, but I don't know. And then it says deaf people should be involved in all areas of the creative process, which I agree with that too. Nyle also believes that the deaf should create content that they feel is missing in their culture. To help this, Nyle developed ASL tutorials for for the Broadway show Children of God that he was a producer in. So the audience would receive a sneak peek into the show's themes and languages. Nyle DiMarco Foundation. Along with modeling, acting, and producing and advocating, Nyle became the founder of the Nyle DiMarco Foundation. The foundation is described on the foundation's website as a nonprofit that exists as a national philanthropical resource for all organizations, institutions, and individuals working to improve the lives of every deaf person in the world. I actually think that's really cool. I really like the statement of the foundation. The organization is focused on deaf children and their families, specifically with the bilingual education approach to early language and acquisition. This is built in with the foundation's broader belief that every child deserves love and language, and I agree with that statement. Of course, I'm not deaf, so I can't say I don't know how effective my words are for that because I can't speak on that. DiMarco was also a spokesperson for language equality and acquisition for deaf children, or LEAD K. More work to do. Um, Even though Niles accomplished all of this at only age 30, which I'll later get on that topic because he's not actually still 30. He has established an incredible amount. However, he still has much more that he plans to do. A quote that best describes his motivation, passion, and accomplishments is, I don't find, I don't find not being able to hear as an obstacle or boundary. For me, for many of us, it's an advantage and it's part of my identity. And it's a huge part of who I am. And I really like his quote. I think it's really important. Note, Nile is now 36 years old, so he was born in 1989. Actually, I think he said his birthday is I think it's May 6th, 1989. I think it's based on what I saw. And I'm sure that Nell has done a lot more advocacy, TV work, and movies since the article was published. But this is what the list or the information that I found in the article that was published at the time. Um, that's all for today's topic, but I will tell you what is coming. Okay, so for next fun unscripted live streams, which are on Monday, which will be on Monday, June 23rd at 4 p.m. Eastern. And it looks like the title of the live streams are going to stay the same based on the votes I've gotten. Because it looks like more people want me to keep the title the same than to switch it to something else, which is fine. I'm just letting you know because I know I had put a poll out for if we wanted to switch the title for the live streams on Monday. So yeah, and the scripted live stream will be next Saturday, June 28th at noon Eastern, and it will be on the topic of Andrea Farrell. No, sorry, Farrell. And I knew of her because I used to watch Seven Heaven, so that's where I knew of her. I hadn't heard about her for a while, so I was like, let me look this up because I don't remember everything. I have not seen all her stuff. I remember her in the show. She played the character Heather. I really liked her character because let's be honest, back in the 90s and the 2000s, you didn't see too much portrayal for people that were deaf or people that were in the disability community. Sometimes people that were able-bodied or didn't have any disabilities at all would play them. So I love that she actually is like deaf and she actually portrays the character, and it has a realness and authenticity to it. That's just a thought that I had. Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys as always. Bye.